Welcome, guys, to my weekly outlook. If you are watching the recording right now, go ahead and skip a few minutes in until you start to see me talking. I just need to put the link in my different groups real quick and get everybody in here, and then we'll get started. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, Kevin made sure that my audio is good this week. Make sure that I'm not muting myself. I definitely have a lot of value to bring you guys today. I think there's some really good opportunities in the market, just like there were last week. I'm going to quickly recap last week also in just a minute, but I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to hop on here. Hope you guys all had a good weekend. Don't forget to smash that like button if you're watching this right now. Really helps out the channel. Chris, what's up, man? That's awesome to hear that you're loving it. Glad to hear that. Our cats, he said, is there blood on the street? I'm not quite sure in what reference, but if you're talking about like all the volatility recently, most certainly, we'll definitely be getting into that. Guys, we'll get started in like 1 minute, okay? Actually, no, we'll just get started right now. So welcome to the weekly outlook, guys. It's the second weekly outlook of 2020. I hope you guys have kicked your 2020 off to a good start. I know I have. I'm going to go ahead and show my track record in just a moment because I want to reference some of the setups that I called on last week's weekly outlook. But for this week, for all of you guys that are watching right now, welcome. And I have a couple setups for you guys. I think there's some really like easy money, some easy trades in the market this week. I know that there were last week. So let's just jump into things. Let's look at the economic year for this week. There's not a whole lot going on. And what I mean by that is there's no interest rate decisions. There is a couple things. We've got some China GDP coming out on Thursday. We also have the new or most recent president of the ECB. It's no longer Mario Draghi. It's Christine Lagarde. So we're going to see, it says right here, President Lagarde is going to be speaking on Thursday. So that's going to be pretty big for the euro. Other than that, it's just some regular high impact news. We've got some retail sales for the dollar on Thursday also. Some CPIs for the pound on Wednesday. That is year over year CPI also. So that's actually a pretty big deal. We've got one of the members of the MPC speaking also on Wednesday. Tuesday, we have some more CPIs coming out this time for the dollar. Monday, a couple other high impact news or red folders, but there's no interest rate decisions this week, nothing crazy. So let's move forward. So just a quick recap, if you were here a week ago on the 5th, I did a weekly outlook. And at the time, okay, let's just like look at the timeline very quickly. Okay, 1 week ago, January 5th, we had just basically bombed or like over that weekend, right? That like Saturday or that Friday going into that Saturday, Trump bombed a bunch of different places in Iran, killing a really high-ranking military leader, right? And so that was not this past weekend, but the weekend before last, okay? So when we came together on Sunday, right, my bias was to buy safe havens, okay? So I was bullish on gold and bullish on the Japanese yen, okay? Which means I was bearish on pound yen. I told you guys to either buy gold or sell pound yen. You can actually see gold from last week where we started, okay? I mean, just looking at the gold chart right here, we started the week at 1550. We were right around there on the Sunday outlook, and we went all the way up. I'm still recapping last week, the reason why it went up, okay? So on, what was it, like Tuesday of last week, right? So that was like Tuesday going into Wednesday. So that was like basically this red candle right here. we saw Iran bomb next to a US military base that's in Iran, right? And I think there was some wounds and some casualties, but the reason why the markets dropped is because right after that, on I think what it was it Wednesday morning last week, Trump made a statement. All right, he did like a very quick little like 15-minute speech, or not really a speech, but a like a response to what Iran did, and he basically what's the best word, de-escalated the situation. Okay, and that is the reason why gold went all the way back from 1600 all the way back down to 1550 $50. Why it shot up like crazy? Because investors were scared, because does this mean we're going to go to war? And then okay, Trump comes on and said, I mean, and that's pretty logical. At the end of the day, you look at Iran, their military wouldn't stand a chance towards the US's military. No offense to Iran if you're from Iran or whatever, but it's just the facts, right? I could be Australian or European, and I would still say that the US, that Iran has nothing on the US. I'm not saying that from a biased perspective because I live here. Let's just make that clear. That's just the facts. So that makes a lot of sense. So gold came down, and I wanted to just pull up my track record because I told you guys last week to sell. Okay. I know I'm kind of all over the place, but last week I told you guys to either sell pound yen or buy gold, because I said safe havens should go up, right? Now, anything can change, right? I only do a free weekly outlook a free outlook once a week, right? You guys aren't on, unless you're a student, you aren't on one of my daily webinars where you saw my bias changing last week. And just so you guys can see that I'm not just blowing smoke, because now I'm just going to tell you guys let the elephant out of the closet, that I am now biased completely opposite that I was last week. And this actually took effect about the middle of last week when right after Trump de-escalated the situation, I completely switched my bias to now I'm interested in safe haven weakness. Okay. I'm no longer interested in safe haven strength. So I think that rise this week, that gold is going to continue to drop as it has from last week, and that the yen is going to drop. So either dollar yen or pound yen, you can pick whichever one. Both of these should continue to rise with yen weakness. And just to prove to you guys that I'm not just like bullshitting, because I know there's a lot of like shysters out there that will like, claim this and claim that and say, oh, the market's changed. I changed my bias completely. But just to show you guys that I'm not bullshitting, you guys can see that I was short. So I've taken this month, and this was last week, I took 3 trades on pound yen. This is a fully verified, by the way, my FX book that's been going on, you can see, since 2018. So this is a very, very long track record here. I don't see, no offense to other gurus out there, but I don't see any other, I mean, maybe like 1 or 2, but I really don't see anybody else out there with a track record this long. That's like getting on YouTube lives, educating you guys for free on a weekly basis. But I took 3 trades on pound yen, and you can see right here, I took 2 shorts and 1 long. Okay, so this just proves to you guys, to show you that I was at the beginning of last week biased to selling pound yen, right? Because I was biased to safe haven strength, which if you guys don't know, the yen is a safe haven. But now I'm biased to the opposite side, and I did catch some moves to the upside. So made me some nice moves last week. So yeah, this month, 3 trades, 115 pips. Not a lot of pips, but I don't really focus on the pips because I'm focusing on my risk to reward and the percentage that I'm making. So it might only be 115 pips, but that's 14.31%. And it doesn't matter who you are, 14.31%. If you can consistently do that, people would want to kill you for, kidnap you to get those kinds of returns. So I'm happy with where we are. And that's just to show you guys that like I put my money where my mouth is. I'm not just like getting on these and just showing you guys, just telling you guys and hoping, you guys make money. I'm actually, that everything that I'm saying on these weekly outlooks are like, I'm just telling you guys what I'm going to be trading for the week, basically. So yeah, so gold, I'm looking for downside. So here's what we're at with gold. Okay. So there's a pretty significant area around this 1550 area. You can actually see from the correction that we made last week. We dropped into the 1550 area and we just kind of stopped, like line in the sand. And then towards the last couple hours of last week, we popped up on gold, and then you can see this week we're just heading back down. I do believe that gold is going to break below 1550, and I think we're going to go back around like the 1520 area. And the reason I think that is because if you look at the date of where we were before anything got crazy, that was about like the January. Let me just double check on the calendar. Like, yeah, is this? Yeah, like the 3rd, like this area right here. Us going into like, so between like 1520 and 1530 is where gold was before everything got crazy. So I believe that because the situation was de-escalated with Iran, I don't believe that it has to go, my logic is that it's just going to go back to where it was. It makes sense. So yeah, I'm believing that gold is going to continue going lower. I am not going to buy gold until we break through this 1550 area. Okay, you could short gold now, but I would prefer, if you're a more conservative style like I am, wait for 1550 to break. Wait for the momentum to start to pick up on gold on the lower time frames. Look for some flags on like the 1 hour, 30 minute, 2 hour, that type of time frame, and then short it down to at least 1530, but we could see all the way down to 1500. So that's gold. And then obviously if I'm shorting gold, then I'm obviously only interested in buying pound yen. And also just to further just show you guys that I'm not bullshitting on changing my bias, I'm going to pull up this is a screenshot, but it's time stamped. Okay, so this is a trading view screenshot. Oh, can you guys all see it on your screen? You guys should all be able to see it on your screen. This is a trading view screenshot from, you can see January 8th. So this was 4 days ago. I posted this in my group, and this was before it. You can actually see, so pound yen is at 142.88. So it's right around where I posted this screenshot at. However, this is like a swing trade, obviously. So first target is 2020 highs, and you can see, but I'm going to go back to the live charts, but just to show you guys, this is a timestamped screenshot from January. So it isn't just like magically, oh, I'm coming on Sunday the 12th. I've been biased towards pound yen going up for a little bit now. So just, when you start to see everybody on social media bandwagoning buying, like it's safe haven weakness, remember who called it first. All right, that's all I'm trying to say. So let's go back here because I still have the exact same text right here. It says, okay, so first target is 2020 highs. So that's very clear. That's around 144.20. And then the liquidity pool above 144.60, which is around this green box, if there's a convicted break above 144.20. All right. So this week I am definitely looking for a little bit of reaccumulation in this area, maybe a bit of a correction on pound yen. But yeah, I'm telling you guys right now, pound yen should, unless something happens in like 2 days, like some more bombings or some crazy shit happens in the news, if things continue to like mellow down, then yes, expect safe havens to have a little bit of weakness. But let me also just back up a second and mention, some of you guys might be saying, well, David, you said last week, and you've been saying for a while, you post all over Telegram that you think gold is going over $2,000 this year, but now you want to sell gold. Yeah, I want to sell gold short term, right? This is a weekly outlook. If it goes down to 1,500, that's totally understandable. But I'm telling you guys, as the year goes on, we're going to get up into the $2,000 range. We'll probably, we're definitely going to break these new yearly highs that we made. Eventually, I don't think anytime very soon, like in the next couple of weeks here, but I'm telling you, in the coming months, as things start to fall apart in like globally, it's going to be really, really good for safe havens and, just metals. So gold, silver, platinum, everything should go up. And then just very briefly, so that's pound yen. Dollar yen also, okay? It doesn't really matter if you want to do pound yen or dollar yen, because right now the drivers of either of these pairs is the yen. So it's so, well, in this case, you can say it's so weak that it is keeping the strength of what's moving both of these markets. So yeah, yen weekends, we see both of these pairs go up. Dollar yen is a little bit simpler play also because we're at a very significant level of resistance. This is going to be the not this yearly high, not just this year's highs, but also the 2019 highs, I believe, right? No, we went a little bit higher in 2019. So this is just the year. We're back up to the yearly highs on dollar yen, but you can really see that there's really no slowing down from here. You can see from the major wick, just the price action. Of course, keep in mind that anything, I mean, if the markets can, I can't stress it enough that if tomorrow, Iran or somewhere decides, or the US or somewhere decides to bomb a place or something gets crazy, then yeah, expect my bias to completely shift again to safe haven strength. But as of right now, as long as things kind of simmer and settle down, which they should, right? I mean, you never know, but if they do go in this direction, then yes, pound yen is gonna and dollar yen is gonna continue to rise. All right, let's look at the chat really quickly. Said yen will gain strength or lose strength. I think the yen is going to lose strength. So I think all safe havens are going to lose strength as of right now. SSJ Nat, that's more than any bank would give you percentage wise. Yeah, I mean, that's more than any bank would give you in many years, right? I mean, I think the highest, what they call them, high yield savings accounts, right? And they're usually like online savings accounts. I think here in the US, like the best one is probably like Ally. I think you get like 2.09% interest on your money per year, so that means you make 2% an entire year on your money. Now, granted, it's not at risk, right? That's a guaranteed 2% that you're getting, but still, I'd rather, inflate. It's pretty funny though, because you're really actually not making any money if you're only making 2% a year, because at least in the US, the national average rate of inflation is 2% a year. So you're basically only breaking even with that 2%. And that's the banks know that. And that's the reason why they give you 2%, is because they're basically giving you $0. But what the bank is doing is they're taking your money and they're making, their 20%, their 30% in a year, or, they're making investments and getting dividends on your funds, all sorts of ways to leverage your funds. And then they're giving you just a little 2% back. So that's how central banking works, right? Central banking is a shithole, because central banking puts countries in never-ending debt, right? You're literally in never-ending debt to the ones that own the central banks, which is like the Rothschilds and those type of people. So basically all countries are forever in debt to these families, and that's why central banking doesn't work. And that's why everything's going to go to shit in it might be a couple of years, it could be a decade, but eventually this entire global economics of fiat currency is not going to be sustainable. I mean, when you just look at the facts, right? We went into a fiat based government or currency model in 1981, right? After the gold standard was removed, right? And ever since then, and you look at that 1981 to now, we're only in 2020, right? It hasn't even been 50 years. It hasn't even been half of a century of a model of global economics, and it's failing already, right? So it's imminent. It is imminently going to fail, and yeah, it's just a terrible situation. So, but I mean, while it's there, take advantage of it. That's one cool thing about being a trader, is when it's shit, you can still make money, right? When things are going bad, at least for now, we have the ability, our brokers give us the ability to be able to buy and sell and shorts and long, and a very good freedom to do that. So capitalize on that freedom while we have that freedom, make as much money as we can while it's like this. And yeah, I mean, it's good. So that's one nice thing. That's one of the main reasons why I chose getting into Forex, because you aren't basing your interests into one economy or a country. It's global economics. So fitness knowledge. Okay, yeah, that's definitely a spam comment right there. All right, but all right, guys, I think that is going to be it. I hope you guys all find some opportunities to either sell gold or buy pound yen or buy the dollar yen this week. I hope you are writing one of these three down. But other than that, guys, that's really all that I have interest in. I know sometimes I have a lot more other pairs. I know I usually look at like the dollar index and things like that, but I'm really not interested in that right now. It's just what it is. Yeah, fitness knowledge. I'm sorry, man. Nobody here is interested in BitMEX fast money. Nobody's interested. There's no such thing as get rich quick or get rich overnight. Everything takes time to grow. You need it takes money to make money. Okay. Jefferson says Aussie breaking up. Yeah, I do see a lot of, I know that there's been a lot of people that have been interested in trading the Australian dollar because of like the wildfires and capitalizing on that. I'm going to be honest, I haven't been following too much on the Australian dollar, and I'm really not that interested in it. I have pretty much had my hands full enough with following Trump and Iran that I really haven't, tried to get too. And then I've had my own personal life, right, that I have to juggle too, on top of making sure I'm keeping up with geopolitics and global economics. And so I kind of like to just stick to a couple things that I'm focusing on. Jefferson, GBP falling wedge. GBP falling wedge, maybe pound dollar if you're referencing that. Let's see. I see what you're saying. I mean, maybe if you're talking about, I'm not sure maybe what time frame you're referencing, but we do have a little bit of a wedge right here. But I would say, I mean, I'm not really interested in pound dollar per se, but I am interested in the pound yen, not because of the pound, but because, again, because of the yen. Okay. I can't stress it enough that that safe havens should weaken this week. Okay, so safe havens include Swiss franc, pound yen, and gold. All right. But guys, that is gonna wrap up my Sunday outlook. I hope you guys all have a good trading week. I'll see you guys in Telegram with posting some more things. I hope you guys all have a wonderful trading week. Students, I will see you guys tomorrow, and everybody else, I will see you guys next Sunday. So take care and have a great week, guys.